the ambulance doors slammed shut. The crowd fell silent, and just like that, Jey Uso's Elimination Chamber dreams were crushed under a pile of ladders, wooden planks, and metal crates. But here's what nobody saw coming. The mastermind behind this brutal attack has finally been exposed, and the revelation is about to shake the entire WWE landscape to its core. What happened backstage at SmackDown wasn't just another random assault. This was calculated. This was personal. And when the dust finally settled, Jey Uso came back swinging with the truth that everyone needed to hear. So before we dive into the shocking details, if you're part of the WrestleCore family and you love getting the real story behind the biggest WWE moments, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. We're building something special here, and I'd love to have you along for this wild ride. Now let's get into what really went down. Picture this, February 27th, the go-home episode of SmackDown before Elimination Chamber. Jey Uso had finally earned his spot in one of the most prestigious matches of the year. After battling through a brutal triple threat against Bronson Reed and El Grande Americano on Raw, the Yeet Master was ready to punch his ticket to WrestleMania by winning the Chamber and challenging Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship. Everything was lining up perfectly, but in WWE, nothing ever goes according to plan. Before SmackDown even hit the air, chaos erupted backstage. Production equipment came crashing down. A ladder, heavy wooden planks, metal crates. Everything came raining down on Jey Uso like the sky was falling. Crew members rushed to the scene, pulling debris off the unconscious superstar. The sight was brutal. Jey lay motionless with a massive bruise swelling near his eye. This wasn't a fight. This wasn't a brawl. This was an ambush designed to take him out of action, and it worked. Jacob Fatu, who knew all too well what it felt like to be on the receiving end of a mystery attack, jumped into the ambulance with his cousin. But before they drove off, Fatu turned to SmackDown General Manager Nick Aldis with fire in his eyes and screamed words that echoed through the arena. "You better find out who did this." It was a warning, it was a promise, and it set the tone for everything that followed. The finger-pointing began immediately. Drew McIntyre, the WWE Champion himself, was the first to address the situation. Standing in the middle of the ring, he mockingly imitated Jey's catchphrase, "Yeet," before denying any involvement. He claimed he was being treated as guilty until proven innocent, and insisted all he wanted was to shed the competition. But nobody was buying it. The timing was too convenient. McIntyre had every reason to want Jey out of that chamber match. Then came the vision. Paul Heyman, flanked by Logan Paul and Austin Theory, strutted into Nick Aldis's office like vultures circling a fresh carcass. They smelled opportunity. They smelled blood. And Heyman, the master manipulator that he is, pitched Logan Paul as the perfect replacement for Jey Uso in the Elimination Chamber. Aldis wasn't stupid. He saw the timing for what it was. Suspicious, calculated, almost too perfect. But he couldn't deny the vision outright, so he gave Logan Paul a chance to earn the spot by defeating Jacob Fatu later that night. The main event was absolute mayhem. Fatu came out like a man possessed, channeling all his rage for what happened to his family. Logan Paul brought every trick in the book. Interference from Austin Theory, a low blow courtesy of Paul Heyman distracting the referee, and even a random masked man showing up to attack Theory at ringside. But here's where things got weird. When Logan ripped off the mask, it wasn't Seth Rollins. It wasn't some WWE superstar looking for revenge. It was just some random guy. A nobody. Security escorted him out, and nobody knew what to make of it. Just when it looked like Jacob Fatu might pull off the victory, Drew McIntyre appeared out of nowhere and blasted him with the WWE Championship belt. The Scottish Warrior screwed Fatu for the second time, paving the way for Logan Paul to steal the win and take Jey's spot in the chamber. The conspiracy theories exploded online. Was Drew working with the Vision? Did Logan and Theory orchestrate the whole thing? Or was this something bigger? Fast forward to Elimination Chamber. Seth Rollins made his shocking return, stomping Logan Paul and costing him any chance of winning the match. The Masked Men mystery continued, with multiple attackers showing up throughout the night. Then came Raw, and that's when things got real. Jimmy Uso had been on a warpath since his brother got taken out. When he faced Austin Theory in a match on Raw, Logan Paul interfered, causing a disqualification. The Vision continued their assault on Jimmy, beating him down like they owned the place. But then the crowd erupted. Jey Uso's music hit. Except he didn't come through the entrance. He outsmarted them. appearing from behind on crutches, selling those injuries from the SmackDown ambush. But Jay didn't need those crutches for support. He swung them like weapons, cracking both Theory and Logan Paul across their backs. The Usos reunited and hit the Vision with a devastating 1D, sending them scattering like roaches when the lights come on. The message was clear. Jey Uso was back, and he wasn't running from anyone. Later that night, LA Knight pulled up in a black SUV with Jey Uso in the passenger seat. They found Austin Theory lurking backstage, and Jey unleashed on him again, eventually throwing Theory into an ambulance, a poetic callback to how Jey himself left SmackDown the week before. It was justice, it was revenge, and it was just the beginning. So who really attacked Jey Uso? The evidence all points to the Vision. Think about it. Logan Paul conveniently showed up right after the attack, lobbying for Jey's spot. Austin Theory and Paul Heyman were suspiciously positioned to benefit from Jey's absence. Jimmy Uso has already targeted them, believing they're responsible, and the Vision hasn't exactly denied it. Paul Heyman even said they could plead guilty in advance for what they'd do to Seth Rollins, basically admitting they're not above dirty tactics. Logan Paul's own words give it away too. Before the attack, he was furious about being rated lower than Jey in the WWE 2K26 video game. He complained that Jey only got a 91 rating because of his entrance, not his wrestling ability. That kind of jealousy, that kind of resentment, it's the perfect motives to taking someone out when they're at their most vulnerable. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Jey Uso finally broke his silence on Instagram after Raw went off the air. In a post that sent shockwaves through the wrestling community, he shared a message that was short, direct, and loaded with meaning. He didn't spell it out completely, but the implication was crystal clear. He knows who attacked him, and he's coming for them. The pieces are all falling into place for a massive collision at WrestleMania 42. The Usos versus the Vision for the World Tag Team Championships. It's personal now. It's beyond titles and accolades. This is about family. This is about justice. This is about making the people who tried to end your career pay for what they did. Seth Rollins has his own beef with the Vision after the Masked Man revelations and his attack on Paul Heyman. LA Knight is backing the Usos, having had his own run-ins with Logan and Theory, and with Braun Breaker potentially returning from injury in time for WrestleMania, the Vision might finally have their full squad back to face the onslaught that's coming their way. The brilliance of this storyline is how it's brought together so many different threads. The Bronson Reed injury that inadvertently gave Jey the chamber spot. The mystery masked men targeting the Vision for weeks. The long-running tension between traditional WWE families like the Usos and opportunistic outsiders like Logan Paul and Austin Theory. WWE has masterfully woven all these elements into a story that feels organic, unpredictable, and absolutely must-see. Jey Uso spoke out, and the message was loud and clear. The Vision might think they're clever, they might think they got away with it, but the truth has a way of coming to light, and in WWE there's nowhere to hide. WrestleMania season is heating up, and this is just the beginning of what promises to be one of the most intense rivalries of the year. The Yeet Master is back. He's angry, he's focused, and he's ready to make sure that the Vision's dreams turn into nightmares. Whether it's Logan Paul, Austin Theory, or the entire stable together, they're about to learn that you don't mess with the Usos and walk away unscathed. If you made it this far, you're the real MVP of the WrestleCore family. Drop a comment below and let me know. Do you think the Vision was behind the attack? Or is there an even bigger mastermind we haven't considered yet? Could Drew McIntyre still be involved? Could there be a shocking twist nobody sees coming? The beauty of WWE is that nothing is ever quite what it seems, and I want to hear your theories. And hey, if you haven't already, smash that like button and subscribe so you don't miss a single moment of the action as we roll toward WrestleMania. This is WrestleCore, and we'll see you in the next one.